Good morning, and welcome to the Windward Buddhist Temple's Remembrance Service. And remember, this is our last service for 2022. My name is Shirley Yanagisawa, and I will be your MC. We will begin with the ringing of the temple bell, or kansho, that signifies the beginning of a temple service. It is a deep and sacred ritual steeped in ancient tradition. It is the calling of the people to come together to listen to the Dharma or teachings. The temple bell represents the gratitude and deep appreciation of the members, friends, and guests of the Windward Buddhist Temple. Please sit quietly at your seat. Please rise for the meditation, followed by the chanting of the Vandana Ti-Sarana by the congregation in Pali and English. If you're not familiar with it, on page 165 in the Brown Praises of the Buddha book, the pianist will play the meditation music slowly, followed by the Vandana Ti-Sarana.
Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda. Namanda.
Please be seated. We'll now have the Bu Jo and Aspiration by Reverend Brennan.
Bu Jo Nida Nyorai Ni Udo Jo May the virtue that leads to enlightenment be shared equally with all beings. May we together awaken the Bodhi-mind and be born in the real realm of peace and serenity. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
Today's remembrance. We will now have the remembrance of those who passed away this month in any year, individuals and pets. Reverend Brennan will hit the gong several times to start this portion of the service. Then the name or names of those deceased will be announced. Please go forward to just offer incense. Then Reverend Brennan will hit the gong again for the next name or names. After the last name is called and incense offered, she will hit the gong several times. She will then go directly into the Sutra, Praises of the Buddha, on page 112 in the red Jodo Shinshu Service book. That's page 112. Masuno Asada, Shizue Hirota, Hisano Nishita. Amy Tatsuguchi. Alden Cusano. Tadahiko Inaba. Irene Nakao. Suzanne Ricanho. Yasuto Ishima. Taeko Tashiro. and Randy Fun.
Your face shines in great splendor, boundless, wondrous dignity, such the greatness of your life, beyond all comparison, brightness of the sun and moon, and the shining peace and tranquility. Though there are myriad Buddhas, beyond measure, beyond count, and great sages numberless, like the gangs of Ganges sand, I will honor each of them equally, accepting none. Even more importantly, I will seek the supreme way, even though all Buddha worlds are countless as Ganges sands, even though all lands and realms are boundless without measure, yet my light shall reach them all and illumine every place. Such shall be my perfect world, such my power infinite. When I attain Buddhahood, my land will be first and best, place of practice transcendent, its people sublime and rare, land equal to nirvana, beyond all comparison, with pity for everyone, I will carry all across, all who come from 10 quarters, to be born into my land, to attain pure joyful mind, peace and great tranquility.
Would you all please rise and turn to page 44 in this purple Windward Buddhist Temple Supplemental Service book that is in the back pocket of the chair in front of you to our recitation, Our Pledge. Page 44. Reaching out to others, I will share a smile and gentle words, just like the Buddha who always calls out with aloha. Breaking away from my greed, anger, and ignorance, I will try to live in harmony,
just like the Buddha
who shares tranquility and kindness with all.
Moving forward from self-centeredness, I will share a life of joy and sorrow with others, just like the Buddha, whose caring heart always embraces us. Realizing that I live because of others, I will strive to live life to the fullest with an attitude of gratitude, just like the Buddha, who promised to embrace us all. Namo Buddhist.
Okay, there'll be a slight change for Ondokusan 2. Please use a purple book again on page 41. And then we'll sing the English version. The words are on page 42. It says Gratefulness. Be seated. Our Dharma talk this morning is by Reverend Bert Sumikawa.
Morning, everyone. Well, you know, I come from way up north. That's why my cheeks are all red. And then I come back to Hawaii, and it's hot over here, so it's still red. Anyway, I think I need to introduce myself. My name is Santa Shoning. You heard of Shoning, right? Shinran Shonin, Renyo Shonin, Nikolasu Shonin. So anyway, it's a happy time of the year. That's the reason why I wear this mask. But I'm going to take it off now. A little humor. Anyway, what happened to my Dharma talk here? You hide my Dharma talk? You didn't hide it. You didn't hide it. Okay. Well, welcome again to the Windward Buddhist Temple's final service of the year. And I say this is also my last official Dharma talk of the, I guess, forever, yeah. So, next week, Saturday, is New Year's Eve. And although we're not having a service as such, we will gather here for those of you that have time to come, and we'll ring the temple bell for 108 times. 108 times in Buddhism is called Joya no Kane. It's a number to signify the number of worldly desires that we have, and we need to cleanse ourselves of that, so to speak. So that's the reason why. And then on New Year's Day, we'll gather again, and we'll have a short service here, and then we're going to have some sake. So those of you who can come, please do so. Let's put our hands together. The Buddha taught selflessness is one of his three basic teachings. It is our mistaken ego, selfishness, that causes all human troubles and sufferings. We do not realize that we are literally able to live and enjoy life only because of other people and other things. If one really understands this truth, one cannot help but become humble and appreciative of others. Buddhism is a way of selflessness. Namo Amida Butsu. So in a matter of about 7 days, then Hawaii and the world will be celebrating or observing what is commonly known as Christmas. Children will be waiting with bated breath, waiting to hear the sound of reindeer prancing on the roof, and bells also. You know, once when I was a kid in Pearl City, I slept in the living room purposely because I wanted to see Santa. I couldn't sleep because I was so excited, but I tried. I peeked where the tree was. There was nothing under it. All of a sudden, I thought I heard jingle bells and the skidding of sleds. So I put my head under the covers and pretended to sleep. Then after what seemed like hours, I opened my eyes, and lo and behold, under the tree I saw all kinds of presents. In retrospect, I must have fallen asleep briefly here, and then my parents put the presents all under the tree. Then I woke up. Cheers and best wishes of Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays will be ringing throughout the country. Some people may be opposed to the phrase Merry Christmas, but so what they say is Happy Holidays. Personally, I have no objection to say Merry Christmas. And in fact, I object saying Happy Holidays because, you know, if it's used in the context of all-inclusiveness, then that's fine, right? But if you're going to say Happy Holidays to avoid saying Merry Christmas, I don't know, that's the problem, you know? You should say Merry Christmas. After all, Christmas was originally a pagan celebration. It's a winter solstice, a Yule. It's a combination of old Germanic, Scandinavian, and Viking observance, right? Later on, it became a Christian observance. But let's look at what Christmas really means, especially to us and the world, actually. It is a time of merriment, a time when we give gifts of appreciation to people and an acknowledgement of the interconnection that we share with each other. It has been said that the mere brushing of sleeves among passers-by indicates a deep connection in past lives. It is truly a Buddhist holiday when the words "Okage-sama de" rings true. Okage-sama de, a commonly used Japanese phrase, is deeply steeped in Buddhism. It means that through the benefit of the millions of beings and things that I am indebted to, I am able to live this life, this wonderful life that we have, never to be repeated again. When we give, the giver experiences more benefit than the receiver. It is truly a bodhisattva experience that what makes others happy also makes me happy. Do you remember when you were a child? When your parents gave you a present, how happy you were? Can you visualize the warm feeling on your mother's face, seeing you so happy? My father was a Buddhist, but accepted Christmas like everyone else. But he never once went out to buy us a gift because he was too busy. However, on every Christmas Eve, after we went to bed, he would go to his grocery store, get a brown bag, and fill it with all kinds of nuts, oranges, and apples, and so forth, and place it under the tree. So I used to be so happy about that, even more so than the red wagon that I really wanted from Arakawa's. He was also happy to see our smiling faces in the morning. I wanted to save it and not eat it for a while. Actually, as I mentioned before, it was rare that we had a whole fruit. We used to eat only the half-rotten ones that couldn't be sold. So he used to cut out the rotten parts and give us the fruit. I wondered why? Why we gotta eat the half-rotten fruits and we have a whole box full of nice fruits? I didn't understand the profit angle of that, But there's another side of Christmas that we need to look at as members of the World Society. That is a deep aspiration from time immemorial from cultures around the globe, a deep wish for peace on earth and goodwill toward men, a hope that is repeated year-round this time of the year, even in the midst of wars, devastation, especially in areas like Ukraine, the escalating tensions in China and North Korea, famine, racial discrimination, public hangings in Iran recently, starvation and homelessness. A wish on Christmas cards sent to family, friends, and other loved ones. As in the words of the Gatha, quest of life, and I paraphrase, let us seek peace. Let us seek peace in our hearts and our minds. Right trust in Amida's realm will help make our suffering cease. Right understanding will encourage each of us. Let us seek peace. Let us seek peace. In the Amida Sutra, one of the three principal sutras in the Honganji tradition, it is written in one of the verses, Sariputra, in that land there are always many kinds of wondrous, rare, and beautiful birds of various colors, such as white geese, peacocks, parrots, sarikas, kalavinkas, and jivakas. In the story in the Amida Sutra, it is about this strange bird that I talked about in the past, the jivaka, and in Japanese it's read as the gumyocho. The bird lives in a Pure Land and has two heads with human faces and two minds that share one body. It sings with such a beautiful voice, a voice that no one has ever heard before. It is said that at one time there existed one especially beautiful bird with beautiful feathers and voices. After a while, both heads began to think that they were the best in the world. They were number one, and that if there were only one head, then there would be no doubt as to which head was the number one in the world. They envied and they hated each other day after day. One day, one of the heads came up with this bright idea. So he mixed poison in another's food to poison him. And of course, he soon died. However, since they both shared one body, the poison traveled to the other head, and soon they both died. After this event took place, it is said that in the Pure Land, Jivam Jivaka sings this following song: "The way to destroy others is the way to destroy myself. Respecting and supporting others is the only way to live in peace." Don't we often think that, how can I become happier than others? But oftentimes, by thinking of our own happiness, we very often bring unhappiness to others. In this way, aren't we pushing our unhappiness to others unconsciously? Not only in the global world does this occur, but even in our own daily lives as well. So this story of the Jivam Jivaka is not just a good story to listen to, but it is a story that is telling us to reflect our own lives, reflect on our own selves. We may not live our lives as extremely as these birds, however, but we must be aware of our own self-centered mind. Jivam Jivaka shows us the state of as we are in daily life. Back in the year 604 AD, Prince Shotoku is pictured on the scroll on the right, incorporated a deep insight into the true nature of the ego self into his 17-article constitution that reads, "Let us cease from wrath and refrain from angry looks, nor let us be resentful when others differ from us. For all men have heart, and each heart has its own leanings." Reverend Imamura, the first bishop of the Honpo Honganji Mission of Hawaii, was a champion of race relations and the relationship of one country to another. He wrote that all countries, socialists, communists, or capitalists, can all live together as long as we realize that we are different, and let it be as such. We do not have to impose our own belief systems on others, because culturally, what they have may be right for them. But then too, each country should not prohibit their members from practicing their beliefs also, as long as the principle of pratitya samutpada, or the principle of dependent origination, is held. Though we often make quick judgments on people that we have just met, or we have preconceived ideas of certain type of face or looks that is not considered as friendly or trustworthy. No matter how hard we try to not to prejudge, it always happens. So what matters is that we try to be interconnected with each other, to try to understand each other's feelings, with the idea that their suffering is our suffering, and their happiness is our happiness. In the golden chain of love that is recited in Dharma schools and even here, we read that I would try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, to say pure and beautiful deeds, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that on what I do now depends not only on my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. We should open up our minds and realize that any tragedy is our tragedy, and that beyond the borders of race, countries, and religions, we should cry with our tears, as their suffering is also ours as well. The tears thus shed naturally makes us open toward the world of oneness, which is the world of the Buddha. Through the wisdom and compassion of Amida Buddha, we are made able to see things as they really are. What Prince Shotoku wrote in his constitution of 604 AD holds true even more so today, in this day and age. It helps us and each other to make a day of peace every day, every hour of our lives, not just one day of the year. As many of you will have decorated a Christmas tree at home, think about the trimmings as a Bodhi tree. At the top, you could put a figure of a net. You can call it Indra's net. that hangs high above the heavens. Above Indra's net is the Buddha of the future, Maitreya. Each knot of Indra's net is a beautiful jewel that reflects light on one another, teaching us that we're all equal in the eyes of the Buddha, each interdependent on one another. Then you could decorate the tree with many colored lights. You see, in the Amida Sutra, the Buddha tells Sariputra that in the land of utmost bliss, there are different colored lights and flowers. Blue ones radiating blue light, yellow ones, yellow colors emitting yellow light, red color emitting red light, the white color emitting white light, and so forth. Each a color of its own, and yet each equally beautiful. It exhibits the oneness and once again the interdependence of life. They are marvelous and pure. Sariputra, the land of utmost bliss, is filled with such excellence and splendor. In the Sambutsuge that we just chanted this morning, it says that even the brilliance of the sun and moon, the light of the Buddha, make it seem like blackest ink. Next, you could hang the ornaments. There are many that you can use. There are small toy trains, airplanes, rockets, cars, trucks, dolls, taxi cab, ships, musical instruments, and so forth. Some families even hang small pictures of their children or grandchildren, grandparents and uncles, and so forth. All of these things helps us to remind us of the interdependency that we have so that we may live a more fruitful and happy life. They remind us, they help us express gratitude and appreciation for all that we have. And after that, you could place gifts under the tree as well. Gifts that expresses love, gratitude, and appreciation. It reminds us in a small way of Amida's love that is unconditional and all-encompassing. So during this holiday season, then, let us think of all the gifts that we receive, and especially the gift of life itself. Let us realize the true nature of the interdependence that we have with one another, even with our pets. There was a Catholic saint by the name of Saint Francis who so loved animals that he gave Dharma talks to them. And may we have peace in our hearts, not only at this time of the year, but throughout the year as well. Now, talking about peace, many times, we talk to children about peace. We sing songs during Christmas time, peace and goodwill and so forth. What does it really mean? So this morning I want to show this book. It's called the Peace Book. It tells the ways in which peace is explained, especially for the children. Please pay attention. How do you turn this on? Oh, it's already on. Jeez, the magic, man. Peace is making new friends. Peace is keeping the water blue for all the fish. Peace is listening to different kinds of music. Peace is saying you're sorry when you hurt someone. Peace is helping your neighbor. Peace is reading all different kinds of books. Peace is thinking about someone you love. Peace is giving shoes to someone who needs them, even with the tojis. Peace is planting a tree. Peace is sharing a meal. Peace is wearing different clothes. And peace is watching it snow or dreaming about it anyway. Peace is keeping the streets clean. It is offering a hug to a friend. Peace is everyone having a home. Peace is growing a garden. It's also taking a nap. Peace is learning another language. Peace is having enough pizza in the world for everyone. Peace is keeping someone warm. Peace is new babies being born. Peace is being free and is traveling to different places. Peace is wishing on a star. And peace is being who you are. So, thank you very much for listening to this children's story. And let's put our hands together in reverence once again. We are in the midst of the holiday season. Let us enjoy this family time of the year thoroughly. Let us enjoy this gift-giving and gift-receiving time of the year and enjoy evermore every family gathering for every opportunity to be with those whose lives gives meaning to our own in a gathering to cherish. Let us also try to embrace each day with greater appreciation and realize that each gathering is a once-in-a-lifetime moment, never to be repeated exactly again. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. So you heard the phrase, Ichigo Ichie, right? That's what it exactly means. Just one encounter, one lifetime. So we should cherish each one. Okay, now, let's see. Where is my thing now? You remember George Tanabe? Okay, George Tanabe, when he was here, I can't find it. he said that he made this one rap, right? And then he wrote it, and then I added a few words to it. So, and we did it together at PBA. And then once again at Moilili Honganji. So today I want to do it here with all of you. Gotta be authentic, right? So we're going to have some music, and let's see what goes here. Well, I'm no longer young and I'm getting old. I can feel my body is trying to fold. I get up in the morning and I crawl out of bed. Now, where in the world did I leave my head? My glasses, my keys, my wallet. The telephone rings and I pick it up. Hello, hello. But it keeps on ringing down into my pants. So I reach into my pocket and I grab my joint, push the button and it all lights up. Hello, hello. The call was dropped. My kids did tell me, don't make A. If you're in public, don't pass gas. Okay, okay. But you know, my body is trying to fold. My PSA took off like a rocket. My doctor tells me it doesn't look good. So this is the job for the Lancer, who cuts it out and he says, sir, you forgot my name. Sir, you're good to go, so have a good life. I'm no longer young and I'm getting old, but I do as I want and not what I'm told. And that's the beauty of getting this far. Oh no, Grandpa wants to be a rapper. Please don't, they plead with me, but hey, Shinran, baby, he broke the rules. He was a Tendai monk who came down the mountain. He even got married. He even had kids. He even ate meat, and so can we. And he said, aha, here's what you do to get to the Pure Land. You put your faith in Amida Buddha and say, Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. So listen, everybody, we're all getting old. And when they tell us, don't be fools, let's tell them. Let's just say it. Shinran, baby, he broke the rules. That's it. Okay, now I'm going to get condemned for this.
Thank you very much, Reverend Bert. You gave us history. You made us think about how we see people. We should be grateful for everything and everyone and for all the experiences we have, and to change our attitude, the way we look at people. If we are being negative, we should be positive. We should be thankful. We should be gracious. And of course, he gave us some humor to end this. Thank you, Reverend Bert. Would you please all rise and turn to page 176 in the brown Jodo Shinshu book for the Gatha, The Wondrous Gift of Peace. That's page 176. And continue to stand for the Nembutsu. Okay, right after that.
While getting through life is never an easy task, it is when we are in the midst of our troubles that we find ourselves illumined by the light of Amida's compassion. When we see ourselves in the light of compassion, this awakening imparts us with a lasting sense of peace that helps to get us through life. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
We'll now have announcements by our President, Prudence Kusano.
Good morning. I'm like Reverend Bert. It's my last announcement. For a while, anyway. We have a few visitors today. We have Keiko Hansen. She's back there. She came with her friends that have been here before. And we have Suzanne Yanagisawa. She's visiting her parents. A lot of you know her. Well, thank you for today's volunteers, Shirley, for a wonderful MC. I think we had two pianists today. We had a duo, right? Lisa and Joy. Thanks, Alan, for serving as our greeter. And today's refreshments is by Dana and her Team B refreshment team. Okay, I want you folks, when you go to the social hall, notice on the wall there's a wreath. And it's a gift from Gail Shimokawa, who's a friend of Reverend Bert's. It's quite beautiful. We tried to have it up the last time, but it fell down. The hook was not strong enough. So after that, Alan put up a stronger hook. So it's been up there. It's quite nice. No service next week, okay, because it's Christmas. And then, as Reverend said, we'll be here from 4 to 6 on New Year's Eve. Now, Sunday for New Year's Day, service starts at 10, okay? So you can sleep in 1 hour. It'll be a short service, and we'll have sake if you want. The newsletter for the January, February will be coming out soon, and then you'll see the schedule for next month and February. Okay. Are there any announcements? Yes, Roy.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, but I'm not here for that. Everyone knows that we had a difficult time the last 3 years, especially in 2020 and 2021. And I think the one person that kept us informed, together, and kept us going is Prudence. And I think she deserves a lot of credit. And look at what happened when we came in person. We got basically back to pre-pandemic attendance. I think she deserves a lot of the credit.
Thank you. That's so kind of you guys, but it really takes the whole Sangha, you know. And if you don't have everybody pulling together, it doesn't happen. But you know, when you look back, it seemed like a terrible time, but we learned so much, you know, during that time. Because we wouldn't have all this technology. We wouldn't have reached out to reach Suzanne way out there that can never come to service, but now she can. And if you don't have time during the day, you turn it on to us in the evening. So those things worked out. And another thing that really, so dumb of me, but we had our last board meeting last week, Wednesday, and it's by Zoom. And where was I? At 6:30, I was at downtown. And then I realized, I said to my son, what time is it? He goes, it's 6:25. The meeting starts at 6:30. So I had to call Cynthia, can you cover for me? And I'm trying, but what I learned how to Zoom on my phone. And I would never have done that if I wasn't, you know, And after, 5 years, I never missed a meeting, and then there I is, Freudian slip. But anyway, thank you. But it has been a challenging many years, but I think we all pulled through quite well. So you should all thank yourself. Good. Okay, then before we leave, let's have words of thanksgiving. It's in your red book on page 126, or if you were here last week, I made little cards that you might have in your wallet, and that will help you as well. We are truly grateful for this wonderful food, a gift of life. May we share its benefits with all beings. As we partake of this food, let us remember Amida Buddha's compassion, which surrounds all and all forms of life. Namu Amida Butsu. Itadakimasu. Okay. Oh, is that your glasses?
I think a round of applause should also go to Ryan, who throughout the pandemic worked so hard. He had to take off work, he had to take vacation just to come here to record the services each week. So thank you very much, Ryan.